How am I here? How am I here? I don't miss one of these. I don't miss them. I don't miss them. Put them on at any time. I don't miss it. Intro, etc. It's me, Madman, and all that bollocks. 3, 2, 1, go. Listen, I've got to do it because I've got to see who's in the Viewers' Championship, innit? Sort out the wheat from the chaff. Who's here at 6 a.m. on a Sunday morning when you got a 10-hour shift on the back of it? Not many. I don't know how much sleep I've had, but it's somewhere in the region of 3 to 4 hours. It's somewhere in the region of 3 to 4 hours. How am I here? How are you here? How are you guys here? Welcome to the stream. This is the biggest welcome of them all. Because if you're here now, you're either in Thailand like Denver. I've seen you, bruv. Or you're a madman like me. Well, welcome to the stream. Dougie's in, Denver's in, CL2's in, Kim's here, Lisa's in. Kim, the championship leader, ain't gonna miss a bait, ain't gonna miss a beat. You know what I mean? We were gonna see if you were really up for it, Kim. This is why I'm live, to see if you were really committed to the cause. I can't doubt you. You haven't slept. Wakey, honestly. Anyway, well, there's no half an hour build up today. We're on the grid, aren't we? Don't expect the same energy that I have at 2 p.m. You know what I mean? Don't expect that energy that I've got at 2. Also, the championship will probably be decided today. So how can I stream every single race except the one where the championship's decided? You know? How can I do the other 23 races and miss the one where he wins it? Come on, bruv. There was only one option, wasn't there? There was only one option. And here we are. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. And the Vegas Grand Prix is underway. It's looking like a good start from George Russell. We've got Gasly, by the way, who's trying round the outside of one of the Ferraris at turn 1. But George Russell leads then out of turn 1. We've got Ferrari 2, 3. I think it's Sainz ahead of Leclerc, then second and third. Gasly's lost a position down to 4th. It's then Verstappen 5th, Norris 6th. And then we've got one of the RBs fighting with Oscar Piastri as the head round turn 2. But Gasly's got to be the star of qualifying, getting, I think he was 3rd on the grid, down to 4th now. But a solid start from George Russell, doing what Lando Norris can't, and that is keeping the lead off the start. Go on, George. I don't know where this Mercedes pace has come from, by the way. I don't know if they like these cold conditions with the low downforce setup, but Mercedes are quick, especially with George Russell. Look at this, the RB. Liam Lawson side by side with Kevin Magnussen, and we know Kevin Magnussen doesn't give an inch, but has to let Liam Lawson go then. Hopefully the live time is working. Yeah, Russell, Leclerc, Sainz, Gasly, Verstappen, Norris, Tsunoda, Piastri, Hulkenberg, and Hamilton top 10. As we go down the back straight then into turn 14. Oh, I don't know, man. Fuck. Mad one. But yeah, you haven't... CL2 hasn't slept. Jeez. Lawson versus Magnussen rages on here. They're still side by side into the final corner. I mean, fair play. Kevin Magnussen's career is coming to an end in Formula 1, but he's still giving it everything. Sergio Perez at the back again. P16 fighting Alex Albon. And Verstappen is P5. But this is what's crucial today. If Verstappen beats Norris, it's all over. I think it's as simple as that. I think it is as simple as if Verstappen beats Norris today, it's give him the trophy. It's over. I think if it was to finish like this, and it's Verstappen 5th and Norris 6th, maybe if Norris got fastest lap, he'd take it to Qatar. But listen, put it this way: Norris has to beat Verstappen to even take it to the next race. And at the next race, Verstappen just have to turn up to win it. So, Verstappen arrives in Qatar, he's won it. So, the only hope that Norris has got is putting Verstappen into the wall and then going on to win the race, basically. But yeah, it's 99% done. This is the 1%, so I had to be here. But yeah, who's saying who's winning? I don't know, Lee. It's too early for me, this. But welcome to the stream. No, Russell's in the lead. Russell kept the lead off the start. You've been watching the storm all night. Has there been a storm, has there? SRM. Good morning, Barry. That track looks like a polar bear. It's like a upside down pig. In fact, the way that they've done it on the stream, they've turned that the other way around to make it look like a pig. Yeah, polar bear, yeah. What a start by Leclerc. Yeah, so Leclerc up to second. Was Leclerc fourth? Yeah, Leclerc from fourth to second. So decent. Gasly's still ahead of Verstappen and Norris as well, which is not a bad. And the thing is, where's this Alpine pace come from as well? Done nothing all season, then got second and third in Brazil. Gasly's holding on to P4. I mean, it's an unbelievable job from Gasly yesterday. But yeah, well, welcome back as well, Sean Tan. I know the last few races, I don't think they've been on your time scale, have they? Mexico, US, Brazil, maybe they've been in the middle of the night for you. So yeah, I've not seen you on the channel for probably a couple of months. So welcome back. Maybe this one does suit you actually. Yeah, if you're in Singapore, innit? You middle of the afternoon, it's perfect. For Asia and that region of the world, you're chilling. Everybody else, it's middle of the night. Even for America, it's not good. Even from the east coast of the US, you're talking 2-3 in the morning. It's I think it's 10 or 11 p.m. local time. I don't think it works, being honest, at this time. I think they could do with it at sunset. I think they could do with doing this race at like 4 p.m. local time. So you get like the Las Vegas sunset, and then it becomes midnight UK time. And then on the east coast of the US, it'd be like 6, 7, 8 p.m. That's what they need to do, I think. That's what they need to do. They need to go for a 4 p.m. start, I think. But anyway, it's looking like Leclerc all over the back of Russell, and Verstappen is coming up to the back again. Look at this, a side-by-side for the lead. Russell on the inside, Leclerc on the outside. Oh, look at this, and Leclerc's going to get him. Leclerc's going to get the lead here. Russell's defending. They're coming round the final corner side by side. Go on then, send it, Charles. Oh, Russell's having to defend into turn one. They're side by side. Be careful. Oh, and he has to steer out of it a little bit, does Leclerc, as Russell puts it. Whew. And Russell defends it for now. Lap 5 out of 50. In fact, I've got 69 laps on the screen. That's wrong. I was going to edit that. I forgot to edit that. I'll edit that now. Yeah, no, that's 69 laps of this. You can swivel. That's 50 laps. That'll do. Right, I've took 19 laps off the race. I've had to. Yeah, 50 laps. Yeah, no, I just seen that, Sean. Yeah, and 69 laps was from Brazil, I think. I was going to edit that because I didn't know how many laps there was. Feet at the bottom. Yeah, feet are at the bottom, but in real life, it's actually the other way around. It's an upside down pig, IRL, but they flipped it. He kind of lost a bit of respect for Lando, I thought he said in Brazil. What did he say? No, I did hear what he said. I've forgotten. I did hear what he said. I've forgotten what he said. But listen, if you've been on here long enough, you know Lando Norris is not really my cup of tea anyway. You know, but I tend to not mention that a lot because the UK fan base loves Lando Norris in general. You know, so I'm against the grain really. Everyone's on a Lando kind of a situation, but for whatever reason, it's not for me. It's not for me. Listen, I'm here to be proved wrong. If Lando Norris is world champion in the future, I hold my hands up and I go, all right, you've got it. But as far as I'm aware, from what I've seen over his 6-7 years in Formula One, great driver, world champion. Not quite. Not quite. Not quite. You know, I think you can't expect Oscar Piastri to be a number 2 driver. I saw a great comparison actually once where someone said that you're expecting Piastri to be Bottas when Norris isn't Hamilton, and that is the best way. To put that in some kind of terms. In other words, Hamilton was number 1 driver and Bottas was number 2 driver for years, for like 5-6 years. And they're asking Piastri to be number 2 driver, but Norris ain't no Hamilton. Norris is not the guy. So you can't just ask Piastri to be number 2 to someone who doesn't really deserve to be number 1. Wow. The Lawson-Magnussen battle was manic. Absolutely manic. You've got to love it. All right, so George Russell's got a plastic bag. George Russell swept up a plastic bag and he's going to take that with him for 50 laps. That's what he's decided. So Russell, fair play. Russell's fought off the fight of Charles Leclerc, and now Leclerc under pressure from his teammate. Verstappen has passed Gasly. I don't know if I missed that or they didn't show that on TV, but Verstappen's up to 4th. Oh, the championship's done here. No, listen, championship's done. What we're saying. He said Max's win from 17th on the grid is pure. Oh, he did say that. Yeah, no, that's outrageous. That's outrageous. And I know what he's getting at. I know what Norris is getting at because Verstappen did get a little bit lucky with the was there a safety? No, with the rain. Did he get lucky with the red flag? Oh, look at this. Hamilton and Piastri fighting over P8. Piastri's got the inside line, but it's Hamilton's trying it around the outside. Piastri defends it and keeps the position for now. For P8. Yeah, so Hamilton and Piastri fighting for P8. But yeah, Norris did say that, and I think Verstappen did get slightly lucky with the red flag. But even so, it's probably the best drive of Verstappen's career, and has won him this world championship. Now all he's got to do is just mop up the final few points, and it's a done deal. But Brazil was a phenomenal drive, and for Lando Norris to say, "Oh, he's just got lucky." Put it this way, Lando Norris wouldn't have started 17th and won that race. No chance. In fact, nobody else on the grid could have started 17th in Brazil. And no matter what car you're given, pick any car you want. Nobody's coming from 17th and winning that race, apart from Max Verstappen. And that's why he's about to be a 4-time world champion. Because he's got a little bit of something that the other ones haven't at the moment. A little bit of magic. Or a lot of magic. So, to put that down to luck is absurd. But yeah, what we're saying. What time doing championship tomorrow? 6 and yeah. Oh, got to stick to real life. I don't. No, it'll be late Monday night because I won't be home till 10 o'clock. So you're looking at 10:30 Monday night. So it's a late night viewers championship. It'll be, but I'm not doing it Tuesday. I get it done Monday. And Verstappen's done Leclerc for third. So at some point there, they'd switch the Ferraris around as well. I think Leclerc has got a problem. But there's some point there, as I've been waffling on, they've switched the Ferraris round. Yeah, Leclerc's got to have a problem. He was fighting for the lead 3 laps ago. He's now down to 4th and dropping back. Norris has passed Gasly. Oh, Gasly's losing positions now. And Tsunoda's having a good day here. You know, Tsunoda's looking at 6th. Then Hamilton has passed Piastri now. So Hamilton up to 8th. I tell you, Hamilton coming through the grid. Mercedes got some pace. Oh, Gasly's going to fall to the back end of the points here in the next few laps. Before we'll blink, and then it'll be Gasly and Ocon 10th and 11th, won't we? In the next 10 minutes, which is a shame. Yeah, Sainz is overtook. Yeah, you see, I don't know. Maybe there was a tactical switch or Leclerc's got a problem, but Leclerc's 9.5 seconds off the lead in 4th, and he was side by side for the lead 3 laps ago. So I don't know, something going wrong there with Leclerc. Since 8 a.m. Saturday morning watching UFC. What? It's Hamilton versus Tsunoda for 7th here. Oh, and Hamilton's done him. I tell you what, Hamilton's romping through the field here from 10th. And he's looking at the back of Gasly now for P6. Go on then, Lewis. Norris is pitted. Leclerc and Norris are both in the pits at the end of lap 9. Wow, that can't be plan A, can it? Mind you, there's another 2 in at the back as well. Lap 10. So, see, I had no idea pit stop strategy coming into this race. I didn't know there was a 1-stop or 2-stop race, but judging by that's an extremely slow part of the circuit. That I thought they had a problem there. But look at this, then Verstappen all over the back of Sainz for P2. Oh, if Verstappen comes and wins this, yeah. I didn't expect the pit stops to be this early. I'm not going to lie. This is madness. And Verstappen's going to try it round the outside of Sainz for P2. I tell you, and they reckon Sainz is going to peel into the pits now. We're coming down to turn 14. They're side by side for P2. And Verstappen's got the 2nd place. Before they get to turn 14, Verstappen's gone round the outside and he's up from 6th to 2nd in 10 laps. And he's going to be crowned tonight. Well, this morning, tonight local time, but he's going to be crowned 4-time world champion this morning. So, you know, it'd be silly to miss the stream where he actually wins it, wouldn't it? So here we are. But yes, Lee, what we're saying. Now I'm going after this F1, watching the football again. Oh, mate, I've got to go to work after this. Ugh, kill me now. Got work after this, my bad. Yeah, I don't think any of the games we're watching kick off 1 till 2. No. Mind you, United play later, don't they? I'll have to have a look at how that's going. The Amarin era and all that. Amarim, however you want to say it. He's still buzzing. Lee, how long have you been up? You saying you've been up since 8 o'clock yesterday morning? It's a madness. Just Max wanting to clutch his... Yeah. Max he's getting it today, and no one can stop him. Norris can't hold a candle. The cold hard facts of this championship is Norris can't hold a candle to Max Verstappen. Nobody can. Let's face facts. We can get excited about, Lando Norris having the fastest car all season, but you can't get the job done against this. So, the other Ferraris pitted as well. So, Sainz has pitted, Norris has pitted, Tsunoda and Gasly have pitted. And here comes Verstappen then from second. So, the Mercedes are still out there. Russell and Hamilton still out there. Hulkenberg's up to third because he's still out there. Go on, Hulkenberg. Getting a mention. Go on, Hulkenberg, lad. Up in third. So Verstappen's pitted. And he's out. P7, he's right in the middle of all this traffic. Yeah. Verstappen's... Listen, there was no undercut. There was no undercut as well because Verstappen's pitted a couple of laps later than the Ferraris and Norris and come out ahead of them anyway. So the undercut didn't work for the Ferraris. And now they're fighting their way through the traffic. Yeah, most of the leaders have pitted and most of the back markers have stayed out. So they're ending up on the same part of the track at the same time. Yeah, you're United, yeah, same. Oh, the mighty have fallen. Who? Man City, I know. 5 losses in a row. I had to laugh. I'm sorry. It's funny. And now Verstappen passes Magnussen at turn 14. And, Russell's in then. So Russell's in. Yeah, and he has to be. Because the longer he stays out there, you know what I mean, the more Max Verstappen's got a chance of just nipping the lead off him. So, yeah, Russell and Mercedes make the decision now to pit. Hamilton stays out. Hulkenberg stayed out. Perez is still out there. Magnussen's out there. Bottas is still out there. I wonder what it was wrong with Leclerc's car then. I wonder if it's just he just cut the tyres and they were just done. This is round 22 out of 24. Yeah. It says I've got it there. R22, round 22 out of 24. So yeah, there's this and 2 more. Lee, yeah, this and 2 more. Qatar and Abu Dhabi. And that's it. That's your lot. So there'd be 2, in a nutshell, there's 2 dead races at the end of the season where it's been won. But, I mean, there's still the Constructors' Championship to fight for, if you're bothered about Constructors' Championship, and nobody is, but that's a fancy way of saying the Team's Championship. There's still that to fight for in the last 2 races. But this is the day where it's going to be wrapped up. Drivers' Championship wise, we got excited about Norris, didn't we, for about 4 or 5 months, but he could never. Listen, it's still a good season from McLaren. It's still a good season from Norris, but they can't. You're gonna have to beat Max Verstappen. Listen. You're relying on 2 things. Max has got to have a terrible car. And you've got to have a fucking stonking one. And then you've got half a shot. But if Verstappen's got a half-decent car, he'll get the absolute maximum from it and win anyway. So, On a level playing field, who's beating Max Verstappen? I'll tell you, slap bang nobody. Even if you got a quicker car and your name's Lando Norris, you can't do it. You'll have a go for a few months, but you can't do it. So there's only one man that was going to win this championship. And I tell you what, it's been a very impressive season from Verstappen as well, because it's not been like last year where he's just had the best car and won every single race. It's been easy, put your feet up, slippers and cigar. It's not been one of them. He's been under pressure, and I would actually say this has been Verstappen's most impressive season as well, by far. I mean, 21 was ruthless, but in terms of like maturity, consistency, and getting the absolute maximum from every single race, it's been a masterclass this season. It's been a masterclass, and you can try and challenge him, but you're gonna struggle. What were we saying? Just shows you don't have the fastest car, you win the champion. Well, this is it. If you're going to say, is the general consensus that throughout the season, I know not today, but throughout the season in general, McLaren have had the fastest car? No? Like, I feel like that's the general agreed scenario. McLaren have had the fastest car most of the time. So Verstappen's still going to win the championship, and he's not had the fastest car. When was the last time that's happened? When's the last time that's happened? I mean, I know on the day Mercedes have had the fastest car. On the day Ferrari have had... I'll tell you what, there's been 3 or 4 races where Ferrari have had the fastest car. Maybe more than that. But in general, McLaren have had the fastest car. Probably out of the 22 races, maybe 13, 14 times. Well, maybe not that many. Maybe 10. Oh, Gasly's blown up, mate. Gasly's out. Oh, Pierre Gasly. No, it's done. The day's done for Gasly. The day's done for Gasly. Big problem, my friend. Engine blown. Somebody put the sugar in your tank. A big problem, my friend. Oh, no, that is... Oh, I'm actually good. That's not even funny. Anyway. Yes, Ernesto, bro. How we doing? Welcome to the stream, and welcome to the next round of the Viewers' Championship. We're sorting out the wheat from the chaff, Ernesto. We're seeing who's about it, and we're seeing who's not about it. It's going to be a slimline Viewers' Championship tomorrow night. Oh, it's not going to be a grid of 30 tomorrow night, is it? It's going to be me and thee. Sorry, I'm well behind on the chat. I go on monologues. You need to be a driver that can extract the maximum out of machinery. Yeah, Max has done that. It's been anything Hamilton will do good at Ferrari? That's a very good question. That is a very good question. Yeah, I think Hamilton will bounce back. I do. I think Hamilton, all of a sudden, he'll get a surge of motivation that he's probably not had for a couple of years. So, yeah, I do. I think Hamilton will have a bit of a resurgence, yeah. Especially in the first year. Then maybe if it's not as good as he hoped, then maybe 26, he probably thinks, oh, maybe I'd knock it on the head. But I think for next year, yeah, I think there will be a bit of a Hamilton zing. A bit of a bounce in his step, you know. Perez is still out there. Now he's being swamped by the pack. So Russell leads by 10 seconds. Mercedes have got the pace in Vegas. Then Verstappen obviously is up to second. Then the two Ferraris are third and fourth. Perez is fifth, but yet to stop. So we'll call it last. Then Hamilton is effectively fifth and takes that position now. Norris sixth. Championship done. Then essentially it's Tsunoda seventh, Piastri eighth. Magnussen is in the top 10 at the moment. Has Magnussen stopped yet? No, he hasn't. So Alonso's looking at a point. Alonso started on the softs. You're mad. Alonso and Albon are looking at back end of the points at the minute. And Perez pits. I'm going to say he comes out of the pits 16th. Let's have a look. 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th. Oh my God. What are we saying? Anthony, welcome to the stream, bro. So I'm well behind on the chat. Let's have a catch up. I thought you weren't doing it. So did I. I didn't think I was doing it. And then I had a chat with Dougie, and who was on the stream the other night. Dougie and Lisa told me, "You've got to do it." and I just pondered it and thought, I have got to do it. One, this is where the championship's going to be decided. And two, how do I decide who's going to be in the next Viewers' Championship race if there's no stream? So here I am. But what's happening is, that's what's happening. I'll try and describe it, but that's what's happening. Yeah, Max cleared Perez. Yeah, Nesto's here. Surprise, Anthony. Yeah, surprise. Well, that's what it was. A surprise stream. But I did give a hint yesterday on the community tab. I said, I'm live for every single race. Or was I lying? I wasn't lying. Here I am. You know, you can't say in your intro every week, blah, 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 and I'm live for every single race from the calendar, and then miss one that, I've got to get up early, I'm not going to do it. You can't be on that game. I'm live for every single race, as long as it suits me. Come on. Where's your commitment? That was the conversation I had with myself, by the way. Where's your commitment? That was me to me. You're either in or you're out. You can't be half in this game. You're in or not. Huge blow for Alpine constructors, yeah. Didn't they leapfrog about 4 teams the other day in Brazil? I say the other day, like 3 weeks ago. Were Alpine 9th? Did Alpine go from 9th to 6th in one race? They scored. What would they have scored? Like 30 points. Like 35 points in one race. You know, that's like, on the form they were on, that's like 4 seasons worth of points in one day. An unbelievable haul from Alpine it was in Brazil. It was unbelievable, wasn't it? Double podium. I tell you what, Brazil was an unbelievable result. What are we saying? It's 1:30 a.m. It's 1:30 a.m. with you. You see, it doesn't even work for the US. This is the point. You know, having it at 11 p.m. on Vegas Strip doesn't even work for the American market. Who's winning here? It doesn't work for Europe, and that, let's face it, at the end of the day, that's where the majority of the fan base is, in Europe. Like it, lump it, stick it in your cup of tea. That's a fact. And it doesn't work for Europe. It doesn't even work for America, where the race is held. It works for Denver in Thailand. And that's about it. I mean, there's a few more people that live there other than Denver, but for 95% of fans, the timing of this is horrible. Hamilton seems uninterested. Yeah, it was even that badly that he was contemplating not even doing these last 3 races. That's how bad it was in Brazil. He was contemplating. I mean, how serious that was, I don't know, but so that's how low the motivation is for Lewis. Although he's not having a bad day today, up from 10th to 5th in the race, so and he's probably contractually obliged, and probably by the fact he's being paid probably £1 million a week, probably made him think, well, I better do the last 3 because I'm on £1 million a week. Or whatever it is. It's not £1 million a week, but it's in that region of stupid money. So you can't just, I don't want to do it. So, well, yeah, I think Lewis will bounce back a bit next year. He'll have he'll have a motivation that he's not had since probably 21. I think with what happened at the end of 2021, and then they've had a couple of crap cars, and it's just like, he's not been fired up, has he? We've not seen a fired up Lewis Hamilton for a few years. He's had a few good results in the last 3 years. He won the British Grand Prix this year, but it's not been stellar Lewis, has it? And then his age gets called into question. You think, well, he's going to be 40. He's not a young lamb anymore, is he, Hamilton? So you think, but I think he will bounce back a bit. He'll give Leclerc a run for his money, I think. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting that. He's giving him a run for his money today anyway. Here we go. Hamilton coming up to the back of the Ferrari. I give it a wide berth considering you're joining that team in a month. Yes, Dougie, welcome to the stream, dude. I think you put a comment in the beginning saying good morning, but yeah, we're here. Dembe's broke engine again. Alonso quietly having a good race. Alonso's looking at a point or two, yeah. Alonso looking at a point or two, especially with the Gasly DNF as well. That's helped his cause a little bit. You might get a cheeky point. I don't think points is possible. Just expect it. You don't think? I think you might get a cheeky point. He's 3.6 behind Hulkenberg. Jeez, when the Haas is quicker than you, it's not a good season, is it? I mean, no disrespect to Haas, but if you can't beat a Haas, you're probably not getting any points. Facts, though, innit? So Norris is already complaining about the tyres. 13 laps in. What kind of a race is this? 3 stops? Or what? You can't do 10 laps. I'm sure I was watching practice the other night and they were saying, oh, tyre deg's not an issue. Weren't they? Well, they've got that wrong. I'm sure it was either practice or qualifying and they were saying, nah, tyre deg's not an issue here. It's cold, it's long straights. Don't worry about tyre deg. And we've had them all pit on lap 10, and then on lap 23, Norris is... So, I don't know. Someone's got something wrong along the way there. What time is it where I am? I'm UK, me. It's 6:40 a.m. here. Where are you? I know Sean Tan's Singapore, so that's mid-afternoon. It's perfect. And Ernesto's US East Coast, middle of the night. We come from far and wide, don't we? What am I doing? With what? With regards to what? I'm streaming the race, doing a bit of commentary. What are you doing? I don't know, what do you mean? The car is so bad. You're already not caring for the 2024 season. Yeah, but you've got to be looking forward to the Adrian Newey era, though, haven't you? Aston Martin's new simulator has arrived. Is it as good as mine? Or what? I've got a good one, me. They could have just come to me and had a few laps on mine and said, you know, change the angle of the front wing with a button here and there. I'd have let them have a few laps for a price, you know. 10 quid a lap, I do. Yeah, £10 a lap. Come on. What do you want? 8 hours? Go on then. More importantly, Adrian Newey and I must admit, I've not heard of your man Enrico Cardile. You must know every member of staff. Do you know? You see, that's hardcore, that, isn't it? Do you know all the technical staff at a team? Like all the head of aerodynamics. You know what I mean? All the head of the departments at each team. Because that's different gravy, that. I'd have trouble naming you all 10 team principals. I probably couldn't name all 10 team principals, actually. No. Well, maybe if I saw a picture of him, I could probably name him. But if you know all the technical staff and everything, you're in a different level. I've heard of the big names. In a sentence, I've heard of the big names. I know about Adrian Newey. I know about Dan Fallows. But when you start getting into like, you know, head of aerodynamics at RB, I might not know. There's a limit. I thought it was abroad. No. I used to live abroad 3-4 years ago, but no, you might be getting mixed up with Denver, Lee. Denver's Thailand based, isn't it? You might be mixing us up. Denver's Thailand, but no, I'm UK, me. Stockport all the way. You're Essex way. Oh, fair play. Matteo Binotto, yeah. See, I know Matteo Binotto. Harry Potter. I know Harry Potter. Is he part of Aston Martin now? Oh no, yeah, sorry, yeah, of Kick Sauber. Yeah. Here's one for you, Lee. Sean, you'll know this. Kick Stake F1 team going back to just being Sauber next year for 1 year and then Audi 26, or a Kick Stake F1 continuing that sponsorship for next year, or are they just Sauber next year? Because I'm sure I've heard both options. Anyway, so we've got back to what's happening on track, which I've not talked about for half hour. Piastri's pitted and come out 15th. So Russell's got the pace. Russell's got more than enough pace. He's 11 seconds in the lead. They're the two Ferraris in nose to tail, as they've been since the beginning. They've got Hamilton putting him under pressure in P5. Then it's Norris P6, who's going to be crying in his soup in the morning because he's lost the championship. Tsunoda's P7, having a solid afternoon or solid evening. Hulkenberg's still there in P8, and now Zhou's P9, but that seems suspiciously good. No, Zhou is a legitimate P9. I should never have doubted him. Fair play to Zhou Guanyu. Come on, lad. Oh, he's down to 10th. Oh, don't mention him. Lawson's 11th. I'm trying to work out. Oh, that's who's had stops then. So Ocon and Alonso have been in twice. And Piastri, that's right. So Ocon, Piastri and Alonso have all pitted twice now. Right, cool. Wasn't it peeing down on track? I don't think it's rained it here, no. In Vegas, no. I think it's Singapore, you might have been. Might have been Singapore, that. Which is a very similar aesthetic. It's the same thing. Part of Singapore's got more corners. But it's the same idea. They've all copied Singapore. You know, Singapore was a night race in 2008, and that was its unique selling point. Oh, you know, Singapore under the lights. Now we've got about half the calendar at night. Yeah, it's Hamilton versus Ferrari. And it'd be the last time we can say that because he's joining them. Oh, and they're both pitting. So Hamilton and Sainz pit at the same time. Sainz has bottled the pit. What am there with Sainz? Sainz has pitted and then changed his mind. Sainz is going to get a penalty for that. He was in the pit lane and then dipped out of it. So, yeah, and this is exactly what Brundle's saying. Sainz will have been told, do the opposite of Hamilton. But that's very difficult to do when you're the driver in front. So he's seen that he's seen in the mirrors, oh, Hamilton's pitting as well. I'll dive out of it, but too late. And he's going to get a penalty for that. So Hamilton pits for a second time, comes back out into the race. P6. Lawson to get the clutch on the last few laps. Lawson's to get a point? Who knows? I tell you what, that RB's looking good though. Special edition liveries. In a world of special edition liveries, that RB's right up there. But if you can make a nice livery like that, like the RB looks really nice this weekend, why don't you just have that all year? I don't get it. Oh, Sainz has been told. Oh, so Sainz was halfway down the pit lane and then they told him we're not ready, so he's dived back out onto the track and he's going to get a penalty for it. And he's probably ruined his race. So he's pitted now. A lap later. Oh, dear me. What a mess from Ferrari that was. Do you know that Dan Fallows has stepped down from his technical director at Aston Martin but will still remain? Yeah, I did see that headline, yeah. I'm not surprised, like, if you've had a season like this, you know, the pieces of the jigsaw have got to move, haven't they? You can't, it's not sustainable, is it? They've had a shocker, haven't they? you know, questions have got to be asked behind the scenes of Aston Martin, and you know, questions have been asked, haven't they? What was Sainz thinking? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's the team have screwed him there. I think the team has screwed Sainz there. Talk about a newbie, Gabriel Bortoleto. I know. I think we've got about 5. I mean, if you want to count Lawson as a rookie, which I sort of do, I think we've got about 5 rookies, haven't we, next year? Oh, it depends, because Colapinto's not going to get a seat, is he? So Colapinto smashed it to bits in quali as well, didn't he? I tell you what, Williams, you know, damage bill this season, oh, it's probably a decade's worth. It's just been awful luck from Williams this season with regards to crashes. Like, there's been someone writing off the car nearly every week all season. Oh, it's brutal. I bet they are really, really stressing behind the scenes at Williams, looking at all the finances and going, this is not sustainable. You can't be costing us 12 million a week in damages. It's just not sustainable. It doesn't help that Colapinto stuck it in the wall yesterday. They must be on. They must be at the absolute like end of the tether with it. Do you know what I mean? But Sean, I am really looking forward to next season in terms of it does feel like a big changing of the guard. You know, it is an exciting lineup next season. You know, pretty much everyone moving teams. I think there's only 3 teams out of the 7 are keeping the same lineup: McLaren, Aston Martin, and Red Bull. But Red Bull shouldn't keep the same driver lineup. I think if I'm making the decisions at Red Bull, I'm sorry, I'm putting Liam Lawson in, and you can call it risky, call it a gamble, call it what you want. I'd be doing it. 100%. I'd be doing it. And if it costs millions to pay Perez off, then it costs millions to pay Perez off, and you do it. You know, Red Bull have to make that decision. It's abysmal. Here we go then. It's Lewis Hamilton versus Max Verstappen. And he's done him. Well, Mercedes have got some serious pace, as if we didn't already know that. It's not taken 32 laps to work that out. But that has definitely confirmed it as Hamilton swoops round the outside of Max Verstappen. And we are in a situation of a Mercedes 1-2 with Leclerc in the pits now. I'll tell you what, if Hamilton comes from 10th and finishes 2nd, it's a great drive. Well, and Ferrari are switching them. So Sainz up to 4th. Pit stop mind games. It was a mess. It was a pit stop mess it was with Sainz. Yeah, Max, don't lose sight of our aim. Yeah, exactly. The aim for Verstappen, like I said at the beginning of the race, it's all about just beating Lando Norris. If Verstappen beats Norris, it's game over for the championship. It's done. It's 1. So that's all, you know. There's no point in losing a front wing fighting Lewis. It's just about Norris. Which means Alonso and Bortoleto, the manager and the junior driver under Alonso's A14 management company, is sharing and competing against each other on the same F1 grid. Ooh, sounds like a conflict of interest there, Sean. Albon has retired the car. I didn't even notice that, but yeah. Has he stopped out on circuit? Or has he got it back to the pits? I don't think they've shown that on TV, have they? Well, if I've missed it, but yeah, Albon's out. So Gasly and Albon both out of the race. Piastri's just passed Zhou for P9. Perez is up from 16th to 8th. Hulkenberg's top 6 at the moment, but is he out of sync? Yeah, he's out of sync. He's not had a second stop yet, but Hulkenberg might scrape a point if it goes his way. Perez is in the pits then. That's going to push him back outside the top 10 again. He already boxed. Oh, did he? Yeah, I missed that. I don't. Did he show him retiring the car on the TV feed? Maybe I just missed it, but yeah, Gasly out, Albon out. Russell leads Hamilton by 11.3. Verstappen's third, 2 seconds behind the Mercedes now and falling back. Then the 2 Ferraris, Sainz and Leclerc. Now Hulkenberg, who's yet to stop for a second time. So Norris is effectively 6th. Verstappen 3rd. And it's going to be 1. 4 world championships in a row. First one was a bit of a dodgy, but since then it's been Lawson's coming up to the back of Ocon as well, and this will be for a point. It hasn't, has it? It hasn't been great for Albon since Colapinto turned up, has it? Has Albon scored a point since Colapinto's turned up? It's not gone well, has it? I don't know if he's... Is it because he's been under more pressure? Has the car just not had the pace? Has he been unlucky? You know, is it a combination of all that? I don't know. But yeah, Albon's not had the results he had in the first half of the season. Morning, Chris. Welcome to the stream, dude. I tell you what, we're going to be missing some big hitters in the Viewers' Championship, aren't we? Todd's not here. Let's have a look who's turned up and who hasn't. This is the only reason I'm doing this stream. See who gets in the next race. I'm into it more than anyone else. Right, let's have a look. Right, so Kim's been in since the beginning. You know, Kim doesn't miss a beat. Todd's not here. Anthony's popped in, hasn't he? Anthony's going to be in it. Loz is going to miss this one. Yeah, Loz is missing this one. Unless he comes in at the end. Has Mitch Chapman been in? No. Not yet. Dan won't be in. Dougie's here. Simon Tilbury. We've not seen Simon Tilbury, have we yet? If anything significant happens, I'll let you know. But Anto. Not seen Anto either. I'll tell you what, it's going to be... Where's Salty Dog as well? Salty Dog's the only one that's been in every single race. He's not been in this stream yet. Ernesto said hello. Ernesto's been in. Barry's been in. It's hit and miss. It's like 5 out of the top 10. It's like 10 out of the top 20. It's interesting. But it was always going to be hit and miss, wasn't it? It was always going to be hit and miss. Fastest lap goes to Lewis Hamilton. And Tsunoda now on the back of Ocon. Oh, and Tsunoda's going for it. And gets P8 off the Alpine. He's having a good afternoon. He's having a good afternoon here, Yuki Tsunoda. So, yeah, Hamilton's closing down Russell. The gap was 11 seconds. It's now 9. Lap 36 out of 50. It's going by quite quick, actually, to be fair. Which is I need it to go by quickly because I've got a 7:40 a.m. cut-off point. So, I don't want any safety. I don't want any safety cars or incidents, put it that way, or else I won't see the end of it. I've got to go. I've got till 7:40, so we've got 35 minutes to do 14 laps. Should be possible. But yeah, welcoming Chris. He did in Baku and Colapinto scored for Williams with 7th and 8th. Maybe it's a one-off, yeah, but. Ocon and Lawson might have to pit again. What, for a third time? Oh no, Ocon's pitted twice, but Lawson's only pitted once. In fact, Lawson and Magnussen are the only 2 drivers out there that have only pitted once. Everyone else has pitted twice. Oh, Lawson's going to be falling back now, and then he's still got to do a pit stop. I mean, for me, you might try and get to the end. You might try and do the last 13 laps and just try and get home, but a Mercedes 1-2 in Vegas. There wouldn't have been many predicted that going into the weekend. Like, before practice, there's not many that have had a Mercedes 1-2 prediction on Thursday. Not many. I mean, there would have been no one would have predicted Alpine 2nd and 3rd in Brazil either. That was even more outrageous. It's a bold one stop. Yeah, it is a bold one stop. The way that Lawson's being overtaken, I'd say too bold. As it stands, 69 points ahead, Verstappen champion, yeah. Yeah, this is the night, 12 laps to go. 20-something minutes, and Verstappen will be crowned champion for a 4th consecutive year. And it is fully deserved. Last time Mercedes had a 1-2 was technically in Spa. Oh, yeah. Oh, they're 3 wide there. No chance that's going to work. Wow. Perez, Lawson and Magnussen just went 3 abreast into turn 14. That's incredible. Has Perez just pulled off a double overtake there? I need to see a replay of that. That's insane. I mean, fair play to him getting away from that without one of them in the wall. How they kept that clean, I do not know. It's tight as well, turn 14. I don't know how they managed that. Here we go for a replay. It is a double overtake. All the flack that Sergio Perez has been given. all season. He's just pulled off a double. Oh, it's a move and a half, that is. That's an incredible move. Wow, I have to give him his dues there. It's a fantastic move from Sergio Perez. It's so clear. I think they do bang wheels. Wow. Gee, that's up there with move of the season out of nowhere. The double overtake from Sergio Perez, and it's only for P12, but he's only got 11 laps to... he's got to get a move on if he wants a point, Sergio Perez. But Verstappen now under pressure from the Ferraris. Hamilton's 7.4 seconds off the lead. Verstappen's fallen back into the clutches of the two Ferraris who've been nose to tail for the entire race. And so basically this will be the first, Merck's first 1-2 since Brazil 2022. Oh yeah. That was their only win that season as well, wasn't it? Perez still has a racecraft. It sucks to see him in this state. Hulkenberg coming for Tsunoda. Go on. It's Hulkenberg pitted twice as well, yeah. Fair play. Alonso's in the top 10 at the minute. But what's the situation? Alonso could nick a point. Alonso can nick a point. Mind you, Perez is going to be coming up quick, I would have thought, though. That 40 out of 50. Fastest lap again for Lewis Hamilton. What's the gap now? 7.3. He won't get there, but I put Russell under pressure a bit. And Perez is already on the back of Ocon for P11 then. Surely a Red Bull with slipstream in DRS is going to get that move done. Tsunoda and Magnussen are side by side. Tsunoda and Hulkenberg. So Tsunoda's passed Hulkenberg for 8th, and Perez has passed Ocon for 11th. It's been a lot of it's been a lot of overtaking manoeuvres, but it's not been a blockbuster race, though. But well, this is the thing, though. If the Ferraris do pass Verstappen, Verstappen will still be champion. We're looking at a scenario here where it's Verstappen 5th, Norris 6th, which is where they started on the grid. If it ends like that, then Verstappen's champion, like just about. Because Ferraris are putting the pressure on Max now. I don't know when there's Perez. Well, that's it. Perez is on the way, isn't he? About 4 or 5 seconds behind Alonso. So we'll see. But yeah, Verstappen under big pressure from the Ferraris now. Hulk and Yuki battling. Yeah. Max would do well to hold on to P3 here. But I think if it ends up Verstappen 5th, Norris 6th, Norris would have to get fastest lap, wouldn't he? Oh, look at that. Sainz has gone down the inside, and Sainz passes Verstappen for 3rd. The Ferraris are just quicker, and there's nothing that Max can do. Look at this. I think down into turn 1, Leclerc's going to go for it. Whew. The thing is, Verstappen could do without a tangle here. You know what I mean? It's just damage limitations. Just... as long as he beats Norris, it's good enough. Colapinto's passed Ocon for 13th. Whatever significance that has to it. Hamilton's still closing in on Russell. Gap 5.6. So it's closing in at like, what, half a second a lap at the moment? Yeah, Verstappen could hold on to this with the DRS now that he's getting from Sainz. McLaren haven't had the pace here, but for whatever reason. Do you know what? I don't think he did, Anthony. Not that I've heard. Not that I've seen. He should have done. Maybe they're adding 5 seconds on to the end of the race, to the end of his race, but if they have given him a penalty, I've missed it. I don't know how Alonso managed to pull his car into the points, considering he's coming in the worst car yet. Oh, I don't know. Surely the Sauber's worse, isn't it? Surely. But it's a hell of a job if he gets a point, yeah. Who are you going to support when he retires, Sean? What's your plan? You got to start thinking about the future, Sean. I wonder if Alonso will see the 2026 cars, the new regs. He bloody might. He might have another couple of years in him yet, Alonso, but what are you going to do when he retires? Do you retire with him? And say, Alonso's done, I'm done. I've had my day. He's actually keeping up. Well, he's all right then, isn't he? Still got it. Still got it, never lose it. Hamilton's currently got the vote for driver of the day. Yeah. Probably gets my vote as well at the minute. Yeah, just watch F1 as a neutral. That's kind of how I've been for a couple of years, really. But I'm not neutral next year. I'm going Antonelli. Go Antonelli with me. Listen, Alonso's done his career. He's all right. Let's freshen it up. Let's go Antonelli. I'm going Antonelli. Come on. You got to keep it fresh. Yeah, watching it as a neutral's fine, but you miss that passion of like the raw emotion of it, though. I have missed that. But that'll be back next March. Oh, yeah. Australia, lights out on my birthday as well. First race next season. My birthday. Antonelli on pole. Let's fucking go. Might be over-egging it, but... Well, Verstappen's still in this Ferrari sandwich. And Hamilton only 4.7 behind George Russell. And Hulkenberg's past Tsunoda for 8th. Hulkenberg. Sure, fair play. I've got up early and all that, but fair play. This race has gone by pretty quick, which I'm glad of. You know, it doesn't feel like it's dragged on at all. It's got to lap 40 pretty quick, so that's all right. You might support Bortoleto. Ooh, there you go. Yeah, go for that. I back it. Gabriel Bortoleto. Is he Brazilian? I don't know much about Bortoleto. He's leading the F2 Championship, isn't he, Bortoleto? He's Brazilian, I think. Team Behrman. Dougie's Team Behrman, you see. You got to keep it fresh. Yeah, Dougie Team Behrman. Behrman's decent as well, you know. It's a solid horse to put your money on that, you know, Behrman. It's a solid... See, Antonelli's an unknown specimen. It's an unknown. It could be a flop or it could be fire. The truth is it probably somewhere in the middle, but it could be a flop. Whereas we know that Behrman is highly likely not to be a flop. So Behrman's a solid... But it's like, but the reason why I'm going Antonelli is because it could be at the front as well. If Behrman had got like a Ferrari seat, I'd be like, oh, all right. I suppose it's got that fun element of that he's got all the pressure on as well. Antonelli has got a pressure that Behrman won't have. Antonelli's got to turn up and potentially it can be in this position right now. Mercedes are 1 and 2. So what I'm saying is Mercedes are a decent outfit and they're sticking a rookie in, which you don't see that very often at all. Oh, Leclerc's done Verstappen. So Verstappen's down to 5th. So will he still be champion with this then? Just about. He's still good enough to win the World Championship. And Norris is some 10 seconds behind, so that's it. So he's going to be 64 ahead with what, 63 points remaining, I bet. I reckon that's how on a knife edge it is. I think at the end of this race, Verstappen is going to be 64 ahead and there's 63 points on the table. I reckon that's what it is. So he's going to win the championship here, just about. It's mathematically just about. So it was as simple as I said at the beginning. Verstappen beats Norris, it's over. And the 5th and 6th, it's just where they started. So what's the gap between Russell and Hamilton now? 5. Oh, Russell's got it covered. Russell's got it covered. Mercedes 1-2 in Vegas. It's mad. Yuki Tsunoda stays at Toro Rosso. What? I don't understand any of what you just said, Anthony. Perez has overtook Alonso. Oh, yeah. Oh, that was going to happen, though, wasn't it? It was always going to happen. Oh, and Hamilton's gone across the runoff area at turn 1, so that puts pay to that. So George Russell's dominated the race here. Dominated it. But Hamilton from 10th to 2nd's a good day. But they have had the fastest car here. Why? I don't even think George Russell knows why the Mercedes is as fast as it is here in Vegas. It's been, do you know what? It's been a very unusual season in terms of the fluctuation of performance from Red Bull, McLaren, Mercedes and Ferrari. It's like a lucky dip who's going to be quickest at any given race track. Because there was a phase where Ferrari were the fastest car for 3 or 4 in a row. And then every now and then Mercedes pop up and go, "Now we're quickest." And then McLaren are quickest randomly every now and then. It has been an unusual season in terms of, for each individual circuit, it can be any one of 4 teams turn up with the fastest car, which is good. But without Verstappen, it could have been a 6-way fight for the championship, this. You know, if we start this season again now, let's say we stop development on the cars now, and we just start from Bahrain and say, right, everyone go again. No one can put any new parts on the car. You'd be looking at a 6-way fight for the title, wouldn't you? Because God only knows. Verstappen still win it, but we'd take Verstappen out of it as well. That 49 out of 50, the championship's nearly done. Norris pits, he's going for fastest lap. Wait a minute. If Norris gets fastest lap, does he take it to Qatar? Hang on a minute, Sean. Have the commentators figured this? Have they figured this out on Sky? If Norris gets fastest lap, does he take it to Qatar? I think he does, doesn't he? This is an interesting final twist in the tail here. I think if Norris gets fastest lap, here comes Perez on Tsunoda. They're not showing that on TV, but yeah, you're right. It's half a second. So wait, I don't think... I want to see what Brundle's saying. So Verstappen will still be champion. Oh, I don't know. They're wrapping it up, giving it Verstappen, but I think if Norris gets fastest lap, is it not? Oh, I don't know. I don't know here. If Norris gets P6 and fastest lap, oh, you need to get the calculator out. So it doesn't even matter then. As far as Sky Sports are concerned, it doesn't even matter that Norris gets fastest lap. It doesn't matter. Verstappen will still be world champion tonight. But the way I understood it was, if Norris was one place behind Verstappen but got fastest lap, he'd take the battle to Qatar. Maybe I'm wrong. So George Russell comes around the final corner and George Russell wins the Las Vegas Grand Prix in 2024. Hamilton P2. So it's a Mercedes 1-2 in Vegas. Carlos Sainz finishes 3rd on the podium. So good night for him. And Max Verstappen comes home in 5th, and I think that's enough for him to win the world champion. That's it. Verstappen's world champion for the 4th consecutive season. That's it. Verstappen world champion. I'm glad I was here for it. I'm glad I did the stream. Because it's been done. It's been sealed. It's been sealed. Yeah, there it is. There's a graphic. 2021 FIA Formula One World Champion. Congratulations, Max Verstappen. An unbelievable season. The best season I've seen him drive. In terms of consistency, maturity, getting the most out of every single race, regardless of the performance of the car underneath him. And just the consistency's just blown everyone out of the water. You know, Norris had a good crack at it during the summer months, but in the end, there's only one man. Max Verstappen, world champion, yet again. 4 in a row, Max. Well, I have to hold my hands up and say it's fully deserved. It's his most impressive championship. I mean, the first one was, whoa. The first one was different, but this one is seriously impressive. Seriously impressive. Four-time world champion. Right, I'm just going to do a quick rate the race and driver of the day before I go. So, driver of the day, Lewis Hamilton, from 10th to 2nd. Has to be, I think. I mean, you could give Verstappen on an emotional basis. He's won the championship. I mean, George Russell's dominated the race. So, I mean, George Russell's a shout for driver of the day. He's singing on team radio right now. But I will give driver of the day to Lewis Hamilton from the 10th to 2nd drive. Rating the race is tricky. It's somewhere in the middle. It's somewhere about a 5. I don't want to contemplate it all morning. I'll go with it's a 5 or 6. It's a 5 or 6 out of 10. I'll go 6 because Verstappen's clinched the championship. I'll go with a 6 out of 10 for the race, but really it was a 5, but the championship's been won, so I had a point for that. So that's it. I'm going to call it a day for that. I'm glad there was no red flags or thingy because I've only got 10 minutes before I've got to get ready and go. So the race actually gone by pretty quick. Thank you to everybody who's been in this stream. You know, obviously it's not going to get the normal viewership, but that was kind of the point because it was a kind of a bit of an experiment to who's turned up this morning at the crazy time that it was. But yeah, thank you all for being in the stream. Everyone, of course, that's typed in live chat this morning will be entered into the next round of the Viewers' Championship. And that will be late on Monday night. Let's say like 10:30 p.m. Monday night. So do join me for that. If you've been in live chat, you will be entered into that race. It will be around Watkins Glen. There is no Las Vegas on the sim game. So it will be around Watkins Glen. We'll do 2-hour race on Monday night. But that's it. It's a 6 out of 10 race. Driver of the day, Lewis Hamilton. But Max Verstappen, under the Vegas lights, becomes a 4-time world champion. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I'll be back for qualifying. Well, obviously the Viewers' Championship Monday night, but in the next F1 stream, we'll be qualifying for the Qatar Grand Prix next Saturday. So do join me then. Thank you all for being in the stream. And I am in for a long day at work now. But cheers, guys. Thank you all for being in, and I'll catch you soon. Cheers. Verstappen, world champion yet again. See you soon.